Hello, everyone, and welcome to the recap video for the October 2025 CRPS Power Club. I am super excited to bring this recap recording to you today because in this Power Club meeting, we talked about the Let Them theory by Mel Robbins and discussed a ton of great topics about how the Let Them theory relates to our pain and how it can remedy our pain as we set more healthy boundaries, separate from the need to control everything in our perfectionism, and move on to more meaningful and fulfilling aspects of life. The Let Them theory is a wonderful book, and so I was really excited to discuss it with the clients in the video today. And if you are watching this and you're wondering what the Power Club is, the Power Club is a monthly support group and book club that I started to help remedy the social isolation that often comes with chronic pain conditions. So whether you're suffering from CRPS, fibromyalgia, trigeminal neuralgia, pudendal neuralgia, AMPS, or POTS, or any of these other mystery illnesses, the Power Club is a great place for you to meet people who are going through similar things and walk with them on your journey to healing and recovery. So if you'd like to join the Power Club, feel free to use the link in the description of this video down below to do that. We would love to have you. For those of you that are already in the Power Club and happen to miss today's meeting, that's what this recap video is for, and we hope to see you in the next Power Club meeting. In that meeting, we're going to be going over the book Mind Your Body by Nicole Sachs. And I think that is a wonderful book for anybody at any stage of this journey to learn and experience what it is like to express emotions properly and in turn reduce your pain. If you are watching this and you don't know who I am, of course, my name is Chase Teagarden. I am not only a doctor of physical therapy, therapeutic pain specialist, and one of 60 fellows of pain science in the nation, but I'm also someone who was diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome a little over 10 years ago. I suffered in pain for many years with no answers from doctors, but eventually, thankfully, after 4 years, was able to find my way out of pain. Since then, I have gone on to help people all over the world with my free materials, my online course, my one-on-one pain coaching, and then, of course, the Power Club, CRPS book club and support group. If you are looking for any of those resources, you can use the links in the description down below to find those as well. And I hope you enjoyed this recap video. And for those of you that are considering joining or have questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or via email as well. I can answer all the questions that you have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the October Power Club. It's kind of crazy. Is this must be month 5 or so? So that's really exciting to see that we've almost done half a year of our meetings and gone through some really great books. And I don't have the physical copy with me, but this month's book for everybody who's watching this on YouTube, oh, Pat, do you got it for me? Yes, the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. So really cool book. And actually, this was the first book in Power Club that I myself hadn't read. And so going through it and stuff was really exciting and really neat to see some of the parallels of things that even I talk about sometimes. And I learned some things from my own life. So I'm really excited to talk with you guys about it today. But first, Donna, you just updated us, but how about Pat? How have you been this last month?
Pretty good. Yeah, I had a great week last week. Just kind of up and down still, just because I'm still going through the emotional trauma with my daughter, and
Mhm.
I think that's weighing heavy on me. And yeah, so I think I'm okay. Yeah, just
Okay.
hoping to, steer the course and just keep doing what I have learned and hopefully get there.
Yeah. I'll be
Yeah.
excited to hear how the lessons in the book have, influenced things when it comes to Janessa and things like that. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool. What about you, Jen? How about you this last month?
Doing pretty well. I'm
Yeah.
We're doing consistently going to the gym 3 times a week. So, and I'm now actually working out. It's not just PT. So it's pretty exciting and I've been getting stronger. And I went from 5 pounds to 8 pounds in dumbbells for
Wow.
biceps and triceps. It's like can believe it. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna try because there's no in between. And I
Yeah.
did it, and I've been doing it for like 2 weeks. So that's been
And,
exciting.
and she's losing weight.
Yeah.
That part, I mean, things are fitting better, and Rick says I'm looking thinner, but the scale's not like reflecting a lot, but it will. It's
Well, I was gonna say I don't know. I didn't know if it was the sun coming off your hair or not, but I was gonna say I felt like I could see it in your face. I don't know if it's because you're glowing a little bit more these recent weeks.
well, thanks.
But
Usually my face is the first to thin out, so that
yeah,
I'm glad about that. Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of weight that I gained this last year with the CRPS. So I'm anxious to get that off my body. So
yeah.
but yeah, moving
Muscle
forward.
weighs more.
What was that?
Muscle weighs muscle weighs more
There
than
you
Yeah,
go.
I'll have to get
so
rid of,
don't always
but
look at the
yeah,
scale.
so attitude's much better. This book was pretty life-changing, actually. And
Yeah.
actually just reading things to my husband, he didn't read the book, but just he's constantly we're like, let them, and it's just funny. We laugh and like, well, sometimes he cuts me off, let them, and I'm like, well, I gotta have a feeling though, Rick. Like let me have the emotion first, and then we'll let them.
Yeah.
He like tries to cut it off a little bit, and I'm like, wait a second, you gotta let me at least go through the 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
powerful book. So
Yeah, it was.
yeah, to be moving forward, and I've down to almost just the 3 pain pills with the gabapentin instead of the fourth. So
Wow.
going longer without having to take pain pills, and I'm sleeping longer at night. So things are moving in the right direction.
I love it. I love it. I remember in the beginning when we were nervous about even moving up from 3 pounds. So to see you at 8 now
Yeah.
is amazing. And the cool thing about it too is when you start to turn the corner there and the sleep is getting better, the pain pills are reducing. It's kind of like a really fast momentum that we start to feel. And if you really just looked at let's say your last week or 2 weeks at all the things that you're doing comparatively to earlier, it's astonishing sometimes.
It is. I'm
Um,
blowing my husband's mind, actually. He's like, you're crushing it. He's like, but he keeps trying to be careful. You don't need to go too much. And I'm like, I'm feeling strong. So, I mean, I'm gripping. I mean, it still feels weird, but I'm gripping stronger. So, and equating to stuff I'm doing at home, and I'm doing more power moves. That is stuff you need to be able to lift up above, and getting the
yeah,
shoulder has been hard to go up above. And like with strength, and I'm starting to do weight with that. So that is
wow.
like a power move that I'll use in life. So he's excited to see this strengthen, and he's talking to like his coworkers about me, like changing his attitude, even though his work is hard right now. It's like changing his, because I'm like watching the podcast of Mel Robbins and things, little tidbits, like that, and just like just was a small little thing. I didn't watch the whole podcast, but it was like the gist was of this doctor she was dealing with. He's like, every morning just says this is going to be a good day, and it trains your mind to just think that way because your mind is waiting for that. So I told him
Yeah.
that the other day. I'm like, it because I just, when I was waking up, saw that, and he went off to work, and that's what changed his day. And he sold 2 jobs. Like it was just like it changed his whole perspective of how the doom and gloom was for at work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't been able to be that impactful in quite a long time.
I think that is a testament to what Mel was saying in the book, how when you start to, rework it yourself and prioritize things there, people around you change, just because you're doing it. And of course, with him, he's actually hearing the tidbits. But even you just setting example, of like, oh, this is what I'm going to do to change, or this is how I'm going to, allow my emotions to come up. Yeah, I think it's definitely would have benefit for the people in our immediate proximity,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's been pretty cool.
Very cool. I think it's Jeff and Lauren that just joined, but Yep, I knew
Oh,
it.
there's
There they
Jeff.
are. They're figuring it out. Here we go.
Sorry, it took us a minute. We couldn't find the link. I found it. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
you're all right.
Lateness.
That's all right. How's it going, guys?
Well, it's going good, but I see you through a couple of weeks. No, we're well. We're well. Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
some things, it's not always straightforward as you told us the first day, but no, we're well. Things are moving in the right direction. I was out kayaking twice last week, and
I love
so
that.
things are good, man. Things are good.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
there's just,
I'm I'm glad to hear that. So, were you and Lauren able to dabble in the book at all?
Yo,
The
you
Let
got the
Them
book?
Theory.
which book? I just so much.
The Let Them Theory book.
You read it.
Oh yeah, I read that, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. What did you think about it, Jeff? Update us on your last month. You kind of came in perfect timing.
It took me the longest time to see how it benefited me or would benefit me, but finally it got there. You know what I mean? So that's why this book took longer to read than any other book that you gave me to read. Any other book.
Oh,
It didn't
Wow.
me as much as the other book. So there's a reason you're giving it to me. You're not just throwing books out at us. You know what I mean? There's a reason. I read the entire book, and basically, should I talk in front of these people? I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Here you go, guys. I went to a baseball game a month ago, and this guy kind of sat there right where everyone else had to like jockey around him, and I thought he gave me a little cocky look because I'm not the kind of guy that suffers fools. I'm getting better now, other than in church. Okay, but I suffer a fool better now, but it's still hard for me. Long story short, I was so upset with this guy, the pain in my body exploded. And the moment I left this guy's presence, I sat in my car, I'm pain free. And that book that you had me write, I read, I didn't understand it. I understand it because let him be a fool. Let him be ignorant. Let him do things that the whole bleachers thinking like, what an idiot this guy is. But because all trying to be decent people, we shut our mouths and live in peace with all people, if it's possible, which I did that day. But the moment he was out of my sight and out of my brain, the pain was gone. So Let Them Theory has real value and a real reason for reading it. And that I'm glad I did read it for that reason. So.
I love it. I love it. Jeff, I was thinking of you when she was talking about the guy coughing on the plane. And she was talking about how, she even turned to the guy and said, hey, can you cover your mouth when you cough? And then he didn't. And then she talked about how, like, her whole body, every time he coughed, she could, like, feel it, like her frustration about how he wasn't being considerate, etc. And, I think about that, and I think about, like, even the talk about the guy who needed to call off his wedding. And
Yes.
she was explaining how you might feel if you're that guy. And even when I was listening to that, I could feel myself feeling the dread of like, oh man, that would be such a hard thing to make the choice to do. And you could feel physically in your body what he might be feeling. And you could feel what she might be feeling on the plane. And it's so very clear to see that it's purely emotional feeling that we're feeling in our body, like a true feeling. And what she said in the book a lot, which I was really enjoying, was she would say things like, you're going to deal with the pain. But and she even mentioned it once about like people dealing with illness or stress or depression or anxiety, or the final thing, chronic pain. So she tied that together and she said like the emotional aspect of this directly relates to our pain. And that's what you experienced with that guy on the bleachers.
And
And
that intense. I mean, intense.
yes, and as we talked about, that guy on the bleachers, he reminded you in certain ways of other people in your life who got under your skin at certain points, and it pulled the emotion of that all the way onto him, right? And I can imagine that maybe Mel, when she was sitting in the plane and the guy was coughing, she probably had a lot of thoughts and feelings about other people in her life who in the past had been inconsiderate and not listened to her request or ignored her or things like that. And so our emotions from the past pull forward all the time. And that is a big reason why I think, Jeff, if this gentleman in the bleachers didn't remind you of certain someone's in your life, the pain wouldn't even has been as intense.
It was the exact same pain, the exact same place that
Right.
started thing back in July. So it was, I know what you meant. Feel free to say anything you want. I don't care about.
Yeah. Well, another person in Jeff's life who when they would do something, he would get pain in it. It was the right bicep, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Really intense pain in the right bicep. And when this gentleman was acting the way he was in the bleachers and being inconsiderate in those ways and inconveniencing everyone else for the sake of himself, he got pain right in that exact same spot. And what I thought was interesting about Mel too is I'm wondering if Mel has ever dealt with back pain. And the reason I think that, and I don't know if you guys will have noticed this, but she kept saying one phrase about doing things for other people, and she kept saying bend over backwards.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that the phrases people choose, as we've talked about many times, reflect the type of bodily pains that they end up getting. And so bend over backwards to me, when I think of pain, I think one of the first places she might have pain would be in her low back because,
Yeah.
if we're bending over backwards for people all the time, our body says no eventually by making that really hard to do physically,
Hey,
right?
can I group? Is anybody surprised, amazed, astonished by how much pain your body will give you? Like with my guy a month ago with the bleachers, how much pain your body will give you when there's no pain there. Your brain is creating the pain.
Mhm.
How painful is that?
Well,
Yeah.
you know what you got to ask yourself, Jeff, is how long have I been suppressing those emotions that are there? I mean, if you've been doing it for 10 years,
Years.
the amount of pain that you can have is a lot. And the wild thing about it is like, so a couple examples, we can accept easily that the number one day of the year for heart attacks is Monday. Why is that?
Stress, go back to work.
Yes, people really dislike their jobs. So that literally the dislike of our job can stop our heart. Additionally, we can also really easily accept the fact that if someone's spouse dies, a year later, they die, and they died of what?
Heartache.
Heartache.
A heartache, a broken heart, right? And so those are two very clear examples of emotions that can literally end our lives. We can totally accept that. We're totally cool with that. We can also
Yeah.
totally accept that stress can cause ulcers. Stress can cause, stomach problems. But then when someone suggests that stress or emotion could cause, chronic pain, people find that hard to believe. And that's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Something something that was really cool about, I think it was a podcast of hers, but it was talking about that you need to give 90 seconds the emotion, let it go through the whole thing. It only takes 90 seconds for like anger to like completely go through in your body, all the chemical reaction or whatever happens in your body. There's so much that happens when you get angry or you get upset about something right away. And if you just take the 90 seconds and don't respond, it will let it go through. Though let your emotion go through it, but just don't respond, and you can
Yeah.
prevent a lot of heartache by like not texting really fast if you're angry at a person, or but I thought that was life changing to me. Like, just takes only 90 seconds for that chemical reaction to go through your body. Like, let it go through, experience the emotion. But if you stop and you don't like react to it, then you have power. You can choose better. You can
Yeah.
be more mature in it, and it will help you not have pain too, because you'll be holding in like that anger. And like, I thought that it was really cool the way she said that it takes 4 hours for all that to go through. So if you're constantly getting angry throughout the day, you're constantly having that chemical reaction in your body going through, like the fight or flight, or like all those different things that are happening in your body when you're angry or that, and you get upset or hurt. And so it made me think about that, of like, why do I want that constantly happening? Like at the gym, it could be every second somebody's irritating me. They walk in front of you when you're doing a set. They do something that's so rude. I mean, and a lot of times they're the younger generation. I'm sorry, but they are really clueless. They're not even trained to etiquette, and the stuff they do, it just blows my mind. But this let me thing has really changed my life, because that was really bothering me, almost on the point that I didn't want to go back to the gym. But that would defeat the purpose of me getting my stronger, my hand and my shoulder. So Rick has been my catalyst of just like, we just look at each other and it just kind of roll our eyes, or we laugh now. We just kind of and go on. But I've been telling him too, even in the car, just we'll be like, it's not worth our energy to talk about all this stuff that is like irritating us when we can be focusing on other things. Our relationship, let's talk about things like that that's happy, or what we want to do in the future, instead of talking about that stupid guy that just cut us off and then talk about it for an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned so much in this month. It's like crazy. It changed everything because it was constantly being angry at, or irritated by people not following the rules. And now I know that comes from childhood, because my sister got away with everything and did everything bad. And I'm like trying to get all good grades and everything. And it still didn't get the attention of my parents. She did. So I think that in my adult life is now a big eye opener of like why it bugs me so bad when people don't follow the rules. But now
Wow, Jen.
I know, but now I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You can be silly. You look stupid, and not let it totally affect my workout or my day. I mean, that my workout is pretty much I'm doing that a lot lately. That's pretty much the 3 times a week getting out. And then Wednesdays we've started doing things now, and I'm excited to go out. We're getting better weather. I can go to the parks. And so I'm excited. I have excitement for Christmas. I mean, it's like last year was just horrible pain. So it's like, I'm excited. Life has brought on so much more meaning now. So
Yeah.
I'm still in pain, but it's like nothing like it's been. And then my joy is coming back, and I'm just excited. I don't know what the future is holding, but I'm not going to let people bother me like that anymore. And I went to Walmart yesterday. I had to wait 25 minutes in line, and I just looked at my phone and videos, and no big deal. Someone was right on my heel behind me, and I was kind of worried she's going to hit me with the cart. She was so close. But I just like, instead of getting so mad and stuff, it just like brushed off. I left Walmart without being mad. I could not believe it. And it was weird.
That's a task in and of itself, leaving Walmart without being mad.
That's a skill.
Going on and on, but I'm serious. This book has changed my life. It's just.
I love it, Jen. I love it a lot. And I was thinking about you too, because even last session we were talking about, some of the people at the gym that were frustrating, and so I love to hear that. I love to hear that you on your own made that connection to childhood. That is something. What's cool about that, you doing that, and the reason I said wow is because that is something that in our early sessions, I would have kind of pointed towards, but you're doing it right on your own, and that's amazing. That's exactly the type of growth and awareness that signifies how far you've come. That's so cool.
Thank you.
So cool. And it is relieving sometimes. So she used the airport as an example. I love the airport and I've used I do, and I've used the airport analogy that I have my own when I talk about anger. So there's anger where you let it embody you and you like become the anger, and you just feel angry and you're seething. And then there's anger where you just like notice, oh yeah, I'm angry. Kind of like Mel said, is like, let the emotion come up. Oh yeah, I'm angry. Oh yeah, I'm this. And so when I think about the airport and I think about anger and just feeling emotion instead of being emotion, I think about being angry at the airport because of a flight change versus watching a couple be angry about a flight change. Okay, so you can be angry and you can seethe, or you can watch other people's reactions, and that you're just observing their anger, and you don't feel angry when you watch it. So like if I see a husband and wife arguing about how, oh, the flight's changing now, we're going to be late, it's your fault because you booked this flight when I told you to go with Delta or something like that, you can kind of just watch the emotion of anger that they're having and just kind of giggle. It's like, oh, that's too bad, but it's not me. Versus when, you might be on the same flight as them and you can let that take over the thing you can't control, which is that for some reason the flight is delayed. And you can fully embody that emotion. And those two situations feel very, very different, don't they? Mm-hmm. And like you said, that 90 seconds, that kind of is, it kind of is hope. It brings hope because it's like, okay, I don't have to, and I don't, in the past, we might think the emotion's forever. But the reality is we don't necessarily have to endure it for more than 90 seconds. And if we do, it's just repetitive 90-second bursts,
Mhm.
right? For a period of time. And she even
Yeah.
mentioned this, which I really liked. And it's similar to when we're dealing with pain. You might have to say let them over and over and over again for a long time.
Uh,
And with pain, it's kind of like that too, because we have this fear that the pain is going to take over. This flare is going to be the new normal, and we just have to say like, it'll be okay. Like it is part of it, and we have to remind ourselves that there are those ups and downs.
Mm.
And I think the parallels, speak to the fact that emotion is driving the pain a lot of times too.
Yeah, I did have a flare a couple weeks ago. It was just one day, but it was my arm was completely weak. And it was Friday, and Wednesday I'd just gone up to 8 pounds from 5. So I knew that it probably had a lot to do with that. And it's just like it was a limp noodle though. So it was like it was just so weak. It was just it's a crazy feeling and pain. But I just kept telling myself it's fine. It's that. And then the day before, one of our outdoor kittens we died. And
Mm,
so we had to take it to the county, and that was a whole ordeal. And I feel like I handled that pretty well. I had to figure out how to capture it. And then Rick came home and he drove it 45 minutes to the county shelter. They would take it, and she died on the way there. But it's like I've been feeding her for 2 months, and she was sweet, but she wasn't like really, I couldn't touch her. She wasn't like capturable. She was like 3 feet away all the time. But it hurt because
yeah.
I'm feeding 10 cats right now. 4 of them are little kittens. They're only 5 weeks, and then the rest are older kittens. So it's like a colony, and so I'm becoming attached. So yeah, did affect me. So I knew that probably was part of it too. So I just accepted it, and the next time I woke up fine. I It was back to the normal. Like
Yeah.
less. I wasn't as increased pain. So I just knew I had to do with those two things. I had gone up in weight probably, and then the emotional part. So
Yeah.
correlation of it. I didn't freak out. That's the wonderful part.
Yeah.
They're not great days. You just want to get through them, but you do because we got the skills now.
Yeah. I love it.
Thanks, Chase. We got skills.
Well, I appreciate that. I think that it's really awesome to see you inquire about, okay, what was going on, during the week. And yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. It's a combination of new weight and then also the love and care that you have for these cats.
Yeah.
That I mean, losing an animal in any capacity will make us feel very weak, feel very sad and hurt as at like the words you used, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Awesome. I love it. Anybody else have some moments in the book, aha moments, things that
Come
they
on. Let's hear 'em.
loved or applied? Yeah.
I got lots. So come on.
Yeah. Pat, you got anything that stood out, even if they're the same?
Yeah, I think for me, when I went through it, I'm thinking I'm still holding on to this pain of my daughter. And so we made the big decision after she said she was coming for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is early in Canada, it's in October. And when she said she was coming, and then 2 days before, she told us she wasn't coming, and it was a lame excuse. So after that, my husband and I just said, enough's enough. We're not taking this anymore, where we're on this big high that she's coming, and then we're let down so much by her decision not to come. So we have both blocked her on our phones, and I thought that was going to, help me and help me get over this emotional upheaval roller coaster that I'm on. But it really, I don't know, it hasn't. And I'm just wondering if I'm just not doing something that you've taught me that I should be doing. And trying to let go of it is so hard. I can't seem to do it.
Well, it's also your
Yeah.
grandchild. It's not just your
Yeah,
daughter. You don't get to see
yeah,
your grandchild, and
Right.
that's deeply hurtful. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, I think that, there are a lot of, and some of the things that Mel touched on. Well, first of all, let me take a step back. Um, so I'm sorry that that happened, Pat. That's really upsetting, especially I can only imagine after all the times we've talked about, things with her, just how excited you guys were,
yeah.
to have that door potentially opening. Um, I think the thing that I've noticed is that, and I completely understand why you guys did this because it's been such an up and down emotionally that we are striving for some control in the situation, right? And that's one of the things that Mel talks about is wanting to have control. And so, from a thought of a control standpoint, what does blocking her do for you personally? And positives wise, what does it do for you?
Well, I don't hear all her excuses all the time about the same old thing, like I have to write a letter about what your letter said, and I don't hear all of that. That's what blocking did for me, and that's been great. Like the last text I had sent her was, I have to focus on my own emotional and physical healing now. I can't do this anymore, so this is what I have to do for me.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. And so I can see why that would feel helpful, especially if how often would she message you before?
Well, when she would message me when she was trying to tell me something as far as, why she wasn't in contact with me.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know, it was like maybe twice a month, and then towards this Thanksgiving thing, when she wasn't going to come, she was texting me like all the time about why she wasn't coming and what you know
Yeah. Yeah.
her reasoning, and yeah. So I just felt like I couldn't take it anymore, and that's why I did that.
Yeah. Understandable. I think there are a lot of people that
There's
would do that
limits.
same thing.
Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just I've had my limit with her.
Yeah. What are the negatives about blocking? Let's flip it now.
The negatives, I don't get to hear about my grandson or anything about what's going on with him. That's a negative. I feel really cut off from them
Mm.
totally. Um, if there's an emergency, I hope she would get a hold of my son and talk to him and then he would let us know. But yeah, I think about those things, like, what if there is an emergency and I wouldn't be there for her?
Yeah. Well, and then that makes me want to ask the question of if we're applying the theory with Mel, so there's two parts to it. There's let them and then what?
Let me.
Let
Let
me.
me. Yes. And
Yeah.
so when you think about the second half, when it comes to providing a potential opportunity for her to take that step to mend things, is it easier for her to do that or harder if she's been blocked?
It's gonna be harder.
It is going to be harder. And yes, it does. And I don't want to take that point away that it does make some things easier because we aren't having her, reaching out to, tell us some excuse or something that we've done. But at the same time, that let me half, if truly what you want is the relationship mended eventually, if that is truly
That's what I
your end,
want.
right? And so what we need to do at that point is we need to say let me, and we need to pick the thing that is going to make that relationship mending possible in the only way that we could control that, because we can't change anything that she does. We know that for sure. That's
Right,
and we're
right.
frustrated by that, of course. Um,
Mhm.
but we do want to present the opportunity as many times as we can for that relationship to be mended. So some of the things that come up to me when I think about her and ways to, change the dynamic is I think about, okay, if we were only talking twice a month and it was only during times that she was telling me, some sort of excuse or something about me, how can I, even if she doesn't reply, start to change the things that we're talking about? Is it possible for me to just text her, something random, that completely lowers the stakes? Could I just text her, hey, I saw this at the store, I'm thinking about you, or I cooked this and I know you like it, I just wanted to show you. And maybe she doesn't reply for a month and a half. And is that painful and hurtful? Yes, for sure. But for some reason, she is in this state where, she must be overcome by some sort of fear or animosity or resentment that, we have no idea the depth or origin of, probably. And so those are some thoughts that I have. And, in applying from the book that so we let her, she decided not to come. In that moment and in that time, we needed a break. So we made the decision to block her for now. But now that we take a step back and we say, okay, I felt the feelings, I've done things that I need to for me. Now, how do I go towards my ultimate goal, which is repair the relationship? What do I do to make that easier? And then, Jen, for example, you have a similar dynamic where there are certain people in your life that when we first started working together, you said, you're not going to make me talk to them, are you? But then eventually we came to the conclusion of like, I do actually want them in my life potentially, and they aren't going to change. And, it might be on me to try something. And I know that can be really frustrating for some of you too, because it's like, man, I've tried everything. I've written the letters, I've done all this stuff. And, yeah, it's super frustrating, especially like Mel said, when it's family. Remember, she said her psychologist said that, families are what keep me in business because of that stuff. Yeah, it is frustrating. And that right now, this time that you're going through, Pat, it's a really hard one. And it's been,
Well,
dragging on.
I have some good news.
Okay,
Sorry.
tell me some good news. You're good.
Sorry, people. Anyways, my good news is I'm getting 2 kittens in the end of November.
Is Jen shipping them out? What's going on?
No, she knows.
I
Anyways,
wish.
and we're getting a boy and a girl, and the boy we're calling Chase.
Oh my goodness. That touches my heart so much. Do you have pictures of them?
Yeah, I do. I'll send them.
Yeah, send them to me. I love that. That is
With an
awesome.
orange tabby, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, what color is Chase?
Chase is like striped.
Striped? Oh, that's
Right.
cool.
Yeah,
They're
gray
so
striped.
cute. Oh my God.
Yeah,
they're so
Jen has seen them. We went
So
this
cute.
morning to see them at the cat fosterer place. And
Hey.
they're so adorable. My gosh, I can't wait. And Chase is like a ringleader.
That's awesome. He sounds
gets
like
them
me
into
already.
trouble. Yeah. So there's some good news in my life.
Oh,
Now,
I
can I
love
say
We
that.
something?
want to see the pictures.
Well, what I'll do, Donna, is when Pat sends them to me, I'll edit them into the Power Club video so you guys can see
Okay.
the cats.
Perfect. Yay. Yay, Pat.
What were you
Thanks,
gonna say,
Donna.
Jen?
Well, I was just saying that I think you're right. Like, I think you should unblock now because it will make it easier, but you don't have to respond. But you did the right thing by telling her that you are going to now focus on your health.
Mhm.
And that lets her know that you're putting priority on yourself than her. And so I really believe that if you just keep staying the course and focus on your swimming and your kids and and your classes and getting more joy, and the kittens are going to add a lot. That's going to add a lot. I just
Yes.
know it. That you're going to have more joy coming in. And then I think that once in a while, shoot her a little meme or something. I do that to my daughter-in-law. She's so busy. And like a week will go by, she doesn't respond. And I'm not taking it personally anymore. And because we've had a talk, and I know she loves me. She is just so busy with 2 kids and work. And I'm not getting hurt. So I'm just saying that, his approach of like once in a while shoot just a one sentence thing or a meme and not expect anything. I think it's gonna touch her, maybe. I mean, I hope, because this isn't just you, it's your son too. She doesn't have a relationship with.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so it's like she didn't want to come to the family. Like it's weird. So I just think that you're doing greater, maybe, or I'm getting stronger, instead of
Yeah.
me.
Or
Yeah.
That you're
even
in,
like,
they're all over Facebook. I know you're not on Facebook, but they're all like, you can get memes all the time of like these cute little sayings, and they're
Yeah.
meaningful, because Charmy a week later will be like, that meant so much. And
I'm saving the ones you send me, Jen.
I mean, it sometimes it's just with friends. They might not respond, and then they do 3 days later or a week later.
Yeah.
Or I just had my half sister. I have not talked to her in a year, and I mean, she's young, 13 years younger, and this is a whole other thing. But she's from my dad who's dead, and we don't really have a relationship, but we got last year, right after my injury, we got notification for probate for our grandma. And so then I saw that she lives in Texas, and I got her maiden or her married name and an address, and I was like, okay, I'm going to send her a message. I mean, I want to reconnect. It's been 20 years, and I thought, what if she doesn't want to respond? It's scary. And she did, but then it hurt me because I was really hurting, and I post things on Facebook, and she didn't make any comments like that she cared or anything. And so I had to deal with myself. Like I can't put any more effort. I did for 2 months, sending things. She was going through a divorce, so I knew that was heavy. But anyway, I sent a meme like last week to a couple friends, and I didn't think I'd get anything. And yesterday she reached out. So, and then she told me her divorce went through, and she told me things, and she had to take a couple months off for self-care, and she's back to living and life. And that's pretty exciting. I'm like, that opened a door now and I'm feeling like I can open that door now, because that's a whole other area that's kind of scary to deal with, like a whole other family that's, I don't really know, but I have nieces and nephews. I mean, they're in Texas. And come see Chase. Pat will come with me.
there you go. Yeah.
And
I
us too, we're in Texas.
Yeah, that's true. Donna's in
And make
Texas
a
too.
road trip.
I think too, like maybe she's got the message that we're fed up, that we've had it, and maybe now because Christmas is coming. I mean, that's a big deal in our family, Christmas. And Haven not to see his grandparents for Christmas, like it's just, I think she will start to maybe come around, I hope.
So,
I
yeah.
think that one of the things that's sending random I mean, you got kittens, now you got prime real estate to send her random videos
Yeah.
of kittens doing cute stuff.
Yeah.
But I think to myself, if you are, let's imagine, so she knows that you guys are fed up. She knows that you guys are waiting for, some sort of reconciliation of sorts. And so, if we put ourselves in her shoes, let's flip the script entirely, and let's think, okay, what kind of stakes are there for her to even reach out or come around? They're pretty high. If you think about it, like it might feel like she's about to go like punch a wasp nest, and for her, like I'm not saying that's the truth, but like in her mind, she might feel like the stakes are so high that I'm about to enter, instead of entering into a house where I'm gonna feel relaxed and enjoy Thanksgiving or Christmas, I might be entering into a house where the tensions are high, and that's true. And so for what we can do is what we can try to, even if it's not the case that the tensions are lowering, we can do our best to try to lower the tensions on her side. And I feel like sending some videos of cute kittens is a super easy way to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted you to see the kittens, you can show Haven if you want to, and that I think starts to ratchet down the intensity of everything. And you could even send her a message and afterwards, because I'm sure she recognizes that she's been blocked. I'm sure you could send her a message when you do unblock her of like, hey, I've taken some time. I feel much more calm. I just want to let you know that my line's open if you need me. And then leave it at that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and so
Okay.
yeah, you quote unquote put your foot down for a time period, and now we can, start to take a step back and say, okay, now am feeling a little more calm and ready to start to try to mend again. And I want to point this out, Jen, because you kept saying reach out and open the door. What do we use to reach out or open doors?
And
Hand, yes,
I was
that's
waiting
right.
for you to start doing your thing.
I've been thinking about it a lot, and I hear it in Mel's book with Bend Over Backwards.
Yeah.
I hear it yeah, with a lot of things, stand up for ourselves, put our foot down, all that stuff. I say it every single Power Club, but um
It is
okay.
amazing though that is so true. I mean, when you first started saying them, I'd be like, huh? But it makes total sense. And it's ingrained in our vocabulary, which is crazy, of how we just say words. And I don't even think about what I'm saying. I just go to say it. And then you're like, what hurts? I mean,
Yeah.
it's mind blowing because I'm using those same things that would be what you would use. I mean, the correlation. And like you said, stand up would be people with feet or.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I see it time and time again. I see where our pain is located, not only from pain, but other conditions. Like so for example, did a lot of filming. I hired a videographer for the 5K weekend to do some filming, and we're making a
Mhm.
big mini documentary thing about the weekend. And one of the things the videographer kept saying is when we would talk about his creative ventures is he would say, yeah, I just feel like a lot of blockage creatively. And he was going like this with his hands and saying blockage. I feel stuck, creatively. So he eventually later told me that he was dealing with some health condition. If you think about what I just said, blockage and stuck, what kind of health condition do you think he was dealing with?
A lot of gut issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And special diets and all these different things. And what was interesting is he told me during the weekend that this video project, because I basically gave him free reign. I said, here's what I have. You make whatever you feel like designing or making. Here's the objective, but creativity free for you. Do whatever you want to do. And so he said it was the kind of project he'd been wanting to do for a really long time. And at the end of the weekend, I said, Joel, how are you feeling? And he said, we were standing out by the hot tub at the Airbnb, and he goes, I feel like energized. And he started going like that. And I was like, okay, so that feeling that you feel now, that energized feeling, the opposite of this, is the exact feeling that you should be looking for in your career, in your relationships, etc. Those types of feelings. And what he said to me later is that he was able to use the restroom easily for the first time in like several days. And he was experimenting with eating foods that he would normally avoid, to put that to the test. Because I pointed that out to them. I said, hey, man, you say blockage all the time. Do you think it's coincidence that, you have these gut challenges? And we talked about things in his family life that he was dealing with and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of started to open his eyes to like, wow, this is wild. And now he's texting me and he's talking about his friends with other conditions that he's noticing the same thing. So for example, he has a friend with eczema. And one of the things the friend will say sometimes is, man, they really get under my skin,
Oh,
you know?
wow.
So there's that. And then when I think about CRPS, one of the things that we talk about, the feeling of CRPS, people will describe it as a fire in the veins. And I just made this another connection, but when we're really, really angry, we say, oh man, he makes my blood boil.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And so these things just continue to like pop up when I think about, I have another client who has chronic migraines, not CRPS. And she said recently, I feel like I've been bashing my head against the wall for 5 years because she had a falling out with a family member during COVID time. And, just noticing what people are saying and where their pain is, it's really powerful. And this even crosses culture. I'm in Japan right now, and there are phrases in Japanese that are descriptive pain wise, and then you know they have pain in certain areas as well. And these phrases come about because there's a commonality, there's a common feeling. And so that's exactly why we will develop these pains because of those feelings. And so to take that a step further and tie it back to the book, when you think about her talking about that gentleman who needed to end the marriage or the call off the wedding,
Mm.
he had this feeling of dread when he thought about the wedding. That feeling and that intuition is the feeling that he should be listening to. And if he went through with the wedding and tried to please his fiance or everyone else in his life and tried not to break this apart because of what it was going to do to other people and what the harm it was going to cause other people, Mel said a very intuitive thing. She said, instead of causing hurt to other people, you take all that hurt onto yourself.
Right.
And so what happens to that young man if he went through with the wedding? Where do you think he is now, health-wise?
Oh, he would be bad.
Not good.
Not good. Yes. And that's exactly right. And that happens to us all the time. I think of another client who, recently is taking a break from working with me. When we broached a certain topic about someone in her life that she has tried to walk away from multiple times, but was unable to, does not want to entertain that as an option, even though I did not suggest it. I felt, saddened because it's like, okay, the pain of leaving this situation that would cause some hurt for that person for sure. That hurt is being taken on to her. And when you think about walking away, where do you think the pain is?
Have fun.
Right. And so that is, sometimes we choose our poison,
But that's
so
what we're like this is like a lot of us are like this. We're people pleasers. We want to, always put others first. And we don't seem to give ourselves as much concern or care as other people. And this is
Yeah.
how we got into this situation, I'm sure.
Yeah, we joined a club that we really didn't want to join, right?
Right. Yeah.
Members of a club we don't want to be a part of. We don't
Yeah,
want
there
to.
you go. Yeah. I mean, I love
Yeah.
meeting all you guys, but man.
Yeah, the CRPS club is not a fun club to be in, but
No.
it is
No.
very much the signal of the thing that needs to change.
Mhm.
It is very much, CRPS is literally a smoke signal, a flare that goes off to get our attention.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite literally what that is, and CRPS is basically the childhood version of us screaming out and saying, hey, enough is enough. I need to protect myself. You were supposed to protect me,
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and that's what I see CRPS is, and so when you are thinking about those situations in your life where there's a conversation, Mel said it perfectly. What conversation are you avoiding? What life change are you wanting to do that you haven't been doing because it's going to ruffle the feathers of somebody else?
Mhm.
Those things are the exact things that we have to do. Because if we don't, we will be at uneasy, we will be in dis-ease, and we will be diseased, right?
And
We will get an illness.
Yeah, right.
People hold power over us that way.
They do.
We lose our power.
Yes. And I think that there are
Yes.
actions that we take in order to regain our power, that sometimes give us temporary power, but then actually hurt us in the end too. So we've all done those kinds of things, where we'll send the text messages, in anger, or we'll do those kinds of things. And then later we look back and we say, oh man, I've this situation has been, worse. Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
when she talked about the seesaw.
Yes. Good thought, Donna. Yes. The seesaw where, we're down and then we're up based on the reactions of everything. Yeah. It's funny at that section of the book, I was tempted to stop listening because I started to get frustrated. I was like, okay, I understand this part of what she's saying, but like, there has to be more. And then she's like, okay, now we'll do the second half. Let me. And I'm like, okay, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
Yeah.
in the beginning, I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, this seems very, and I don't know if you guys felt this, but at first I was like, oh man, this seems really selfish,
Yeah.
you know? And it's funny because I catch myself too, because I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, do I think it's selfish because it is, which let them by itself, if you stop there, it would
Yes.
be, right? But the
Yes, it
let
would.
me is the thing that saves it. But I was like, in this pursuit of trying to grow or understand ourselves, we will often be like, is it selfish because it is, or is it selfish because it's just unusual for me? You know what I mean? Like when um I'm trying to think of an example. Like wanting to, okay, so for example, her analogy or her example of wanting to be at her friend's birthday and wanting to go see her
Oh, yeah.
grandparents.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about that and I was like, okay, the solution then would be in my head, I'm like, okay, what's she gonna choose? You know, which one is she gonna pick? And I might have decided like, okay, I'm gonna go see my grandparents. My friend will understand because I have more limited time with my grandparents.
Mhm.
Um, and I think to myself when I think about that, I think did is it selfish to choose to be with the grandparents? Is it selfish to only choose to be with the friends? Or is it better to do what she did, where she bent over backwards in certain ways and still did both? And then ultimately, I thought the story at the end for her was going to be that she did both and it was too much. But for her,
Yeah.
she did both and it worked out, but she still upset people.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
even
So
even trying to predict some of the things in the book, I was just it was difficult. But yeah, it's a constant learning process. Even for me.
yeah.
Yeah, even today.
I like the part about, like you're letting them, you're not losing control by saying that. It's giving yourself a step back to not respond in the way you used to. Like I know I'm changing. This is changing how I used to respond to things. And it was a constant. If you're out and about, it's constant. People
Mhm.
just are driving me nuts. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Things just bother me. So instead of having my day be like that when I go out, I want it to be more fun
Yeah,
and get more fun and joy in my life. So I don't want those things to occupy my energy anymore.
yeah,
And so that is, I think, where she's saying, let me, is how I'm going to respond. Like, I like her analogy at the end about the clouds. I mean, you can't change the clouds, can't change a storm coming in. You can change how you handle yourself underneath it. Get an umbrella, or, in life,
I like that.
choose how you're going to respond to the situation. Are you going to be mature and back off and choose wisely? Is basically, pick your battles. I mean, what do you want in your life? How is it going to affect your life if you blow up at someone? It's going to affect you because you're going to be angry for 4 hours because that's going to be circulating in your body. I mean, I just
Right.
keep going back to that. It's like, why do you need to keep that cycle going? I mean, you have to allow the emotion to go through, though. I mean,
Right.
I have to. Rick's like cutting me off a little bit, and we laugh. I'm like, no, you got to let me go through this emotion.
Yeah.
You haven't read the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
to me, that's been huge, is this realizing that you got to do the let me part too. You can't just constantly go around let them, because that is kind of selfish. That is like, and that is giving up your power if you're just saying that. And that doesn't do much to you. I mean,
yeah.
saying it kind of, but you got to take the second part and you got to own your own responsibility. One of the biggest things was you have to make your own happiness
Hmm.
and your social life.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm sitting at home, I'm starting to get better, but I don't want to go spend money. It's like, I don't want to just go to a store, but I'm bored sometimes. I mean, the Wednesdays is day off with Rick, and I'm like, Wednesday, he planned a date, but it only went for a couple hours. It rained. He went and got the umbrella. Then it stopped. And it was beautiful. It was a botanical garden area, but it wasn't as long as he thought it would take to go through it. And so we had like the whole afternoon. And then it was like, well, we could go to Costco. Well, that's where I got injured. So I'm like, and it's the actual Costco. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that right now. I'm like, it's beautiful. It's like 80 degrees. I want to go to a park or do something else. I don't want to just go home and do the same thing I do every day. And he was feeling like, yeah, I feel like I'm jipping you. You need a whole day, to get out and about. But that night I was feeling like I'm putting too much responsibility on him to make me happy, my happiness, my social life, what I'm getting. So I need to figure out one other thing in the week that I get out and enjoy the weather by myself or something. It doesn't have to cost money, but I need to push myself. That's my goal in the next couple of weeks because that really was a realization. That's not really fair to him to like put it all on him to give me everything right now because I want to live life. Last year was horrendous. I didn't live life in the last months. So it's like I'm starting to get back to something and I'm searching for like the
think she'd share with them about your pills.
on him. That's what I big time is that it is our responsibility for our happiness.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
for
love
sure.
that, Jen. I think that you touched on a good point too that I think is cool. Like when we are letting others and we start to do this, Mel talked about compassion, how we start to see others from a compassionate standpoint. Like we did earlier, Pat, when we put ourselves in Janessa's shoes and we thought about like, okay, how might she be feeling in trying to mend this situation? Might she feel, even if it's not completely true, what might she feel coming back into the situation? And I think that, when we're out at the grocery store and we're in line and the lady behind us cart is about to hit our ankles, you know what I mean? If we take a breath and say, you know what, I'll just scoot forward and, maybe what is this woman potentially going through that is putting her into this fight or flight where she's like, trying to push things forward? Or Jeff, what is the large gentleman on the bleachers, what might he be going through that is causing him to be so disoriented of his surroundings that he doesn't even know? And
I tried to think of that.
and one thing I always think about too when someone is in the state that he was, there's a saying that Gabor Mate has that is, I've said this to you before, but it's emotional energy expended without proper reciprocation is compensated for by calories ingested. So this gentleman on the bleachers, he happened to be quite overweight,
Quite large.
noticeably. Yes. And so when I see someone that is either at that size or even extremely, extremely skinny, I think about, okay, what emotionally in their life must have gone on or is going on to lead them to that state. I'm not always saying that's the case because there are some people that are going through certain types of treatments or taking medication that affects weight. But I'm saying this as a way to start to think, how can I have compassion for this person in this moment? Does that excuse the fact that they're inconveniencing everyone around them? No. But
No.
it's an opportunity for us to say like, okay, I can understand or get it, and maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But
I
yeah,
agree. That's part of it.
My problem. I'm always thinking about what other people are going through.
That's why we're in the situation, Chase.
Yes.
Well, I had a Buddhist instructor say something to me. He told me if every time I've had a problem with somebody, it's because there's something I didn't understand about them.
True.
And he says, if you can just realize maybe if you can understand that, you'll be okay. And he says, if you don't, that's fine too. But he says it's a misunderstanding, but it could be mostly on their part as well. So,
but I always give people the benefit of the doubt. They're like, I'm always bending over backward that people are doing the best they can. And, like I think I'm fairly compassionate, and maybe that's my problem.
We all are that way.
Hostage.
That's why we're here.
And don't hold yourself hostage to somebody else's feelings, though.
Being compassionate.
What'd you say, Thomas?
Being compassionate is one thing, but don't hold yourself hostage to their feelings. That's what it's part of the book is. Don't worry about what other people.
Yeah, that's true.
They're as messed up as you are. What do you care what they think? You think about, what do you
yourself?
Think?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's spot on. Took the words out of my mouth there, Thomas. Yeah. I think that
you can steal them. You can have them.
I think that there's it's a real challenge to find that line between like, am I being compassionate right now, or am I being compassionate in a way that's like damaging myself, right? Like you can understand someone, you can understand the hurt, you can be compassionate to them and still walk away and take care of yourself. You know, it's
Yeah.
you can be two things at once, you know. And I think that's really the hang up for a lot of us is like we tend to, a lot of us tend to see things in a very rigid fashion, a very black and white fashion. You know, if they this, then that means this. And I think that's the hardest part for us. Or if I do this, that means I'm this. You
Mm.
know,
I
that's
guess there's a fine line there that you have
yeah.
to tread.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I've learned, like with my daughter-in-law or my son, is they used to frustrate me so bad and hurt me because they wouldn't respond, or when we would be there, they would be rude and be late, or whatever it is. But we'd set FaceTime with the grandkids, and we're waiting around for an hour, and she's not responding to a text. Are we ready? I mean, are we doing this tonight? It's 9 o'clock. I mean, I'm now tired and want to watch a movie, you know. And so we've been waiting around with the iPad ready. I mean, like, that's ridiculous.
Right.
You know, and so now I have said no. I'm like, not to her, but I have just said to Rick, I'm like, if we set a time and we've confirmed it that day, and it's, you know, I said, are we ready? And I'll maybe give like 10-15 minutes, but if she doesn't respond, we're moving on with our night. I'm not going to just hold it hostage. It's like, are they get a call? Or we get to see our grandkids? You know, this whole thing that I take in, and I'm not doing it. And the last month has been wonderful. We had a FaceTime. We got like an hour with them, and it was later than we had planned. But they were happy, and they got to open their care package. It was super fun, and I think it helped having a talk with her when we finally got to talk on the phone. And just realizing she told me her schedule, and I don't even know how she's doing it. And it's like, I've always been compassionate, and I would always just be like, okay, they're busy. I have no life. I got to accept that. Well, I want a life now. Grandma's getting a life. So it's like, I'm moving on, you know,
You're
if
so
you're going to do
cute.
that, I'm going to show up, but I'm moving on too. I got a life. And I think I told her that too, of like, I'm getting better. And it's just, I think, telling her that how much I value her, and that we just miss her, and that I know that she's busy and we love each other. And then she's told me that she loves us, and just accepting that, I think, takes pressure off her. She's so busy, she doesn't have time to do anything. She barely has time for herself. So why would I have that expectation on her right now when she's trying to just survive her days with two younger kids? And I'm trying to focus on getting better and getting more joy in what I can hear. And it has changed perspective 110%, because I think that not putting expectation on her too, she's reaching out more. Like, she got right back to me when I asked about the ornaments. We do ornaments every year for the kids based on what their year was, kind of a Hallmark ornament. I did that with my son, and I'm doing that. So I wanted to get that because we're going to decorate next week, start decorating for Christmas. I decorate early. So I tree, and I get the exact ornament. So I put them on my tree. So I'm getting them early. Well, I wanted to know which one out of the Minecraft that he would want. There's like 7 different ones. So I thought, well, this could take 2 weeks, you know. In the past, it probably would. She got back to me, and within a day, she said, well, I'm not, it's my late night. I won't see Ron until tomorrow night, but I'll talk to him which one he wants. She got back to me. I couldn't even believe it. And
But
it was
because
like,
you're changing, and
I'm
it shows.
changing.
Yeah.
I'm not letting it
yes.
Yes.
much. It's
So,
amazing. I mean, I don't know.
yeah, so I think Mel talked about this in the book, but when we're putting pressure on others to do something, or when we feel pressure on us, it doesn't make us feel good, right? Like
No.
it doesn't,
Yeah.
if someone is constantly, criticizing me, or I have a friend who, like, every chance she gets, she'll bring up politics in some way. And it's just,
Oh, jeez.
it's just annoying. Like, even if we agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. It's just like, can we talk about something else? Like, and so then I reach out less, because I'm like, that doesn't feel fun, from a friendship standpoint, to just
Right.
be engulfed by that. And so, you know, like you said, Jen, with less pressure on her, she's starting to reach out more. And then, you know, Pat, you chimed in and said it's because you're changing, right? And it's so simple. When we're looking at Jen, how can we reflect that in our own life, right? How can we, just like we discussed, how can we take the pressure off of Janessa, you know, and I think, you know, we've talked about it, memes and cat videos. You can never go wrong with memes and cat videos.
No, can't.
But you know, it is a constant challenge because we will have those emotions arise and all of those things, you know, the frustrations that come up from the past, you know, reflected onto the future as well.
I
Jeff,
sent you the pictures.
Oh yes, I want to show this, and then I want to say something to Jeff because I heard Lauren saying something in the background. Okay, so let me see how I can share this. Give me a second. All right, so it's showing me the pictures, but it's not showing me the text. So you're gonna have to tell me which one's which. Let's see.
This is Mia. This is not Chase. This is Mia.
Oh, I love
nothing.
Mia.
So
That's so
cute.
sweet.
All right,
Isn't
let me see
she
if
cute?
Why am I missing that?
I love her paws.
Yes.
Yeah.
She reminds
All right.
me of my other cat.
And then you would go back to this, so she's out.
All right, let me go to this one here. Oh, what a guy.
This
that
is Chase.
This is Chase.
I love it. Yeah, he looks like he's trouble.
He's so cute. Clark, look, he's got the pictures up there.
Hey, Clark.
Hi.
Hey, Clark.
Oh, that's cool.
Hi, how's it going?
I love them. I love them.
Aren't
That's
they cute?
They are cute.
I want the third one. There's
Yeah.
3 of them. I want the and
She wants all 3, and I'm going home.
Oh, take all 3.
What's
we
wrong with
gotta
that?
take all 3. We can't
Take all
separate
3.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
If they can't find a home, we're gonna take the other one. But
Yeah.
All right. So what are you naming the third one then?
Nico. He wants to name it Nico.
Oh, I like Nico.
There you
Nico
go.
means cat in Japanese, apparently.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's very
Oh.
cool. I love that. I like Nico. Well,
Yeah, me
well,
too.
That's the
I'll be
most stress
excited
we're
to
going to
s-
have is naming cats. We're not going to agree on that much.
What's that,
We
cats?
get cats. We're going to have stress on. I want to name the cats Raylan, but she's not.
Raylan.
Rylan.
You need
Well-
a kitten. Can I send you a kitten?
There you go,
He's
Jeff.
got
Maybe
lots
next
of
year.
them.
Maybe next
I've
year.
got a
yeah.
lot of them.
No, we wouldn't be doing this except the cat
Someone
fell in our
shoot
lap
'em
anyway.
up.
So
No.
it was
What,
kind of meant to be, I think.
Sorry, say that again. Say that again, Clark, and then
Oh,
we'll
we
go back
wouldn't
to
be
Donna.
doing this, but they basically fell into our lap because it's one of her students.
They found them under their porch.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
and they have 8 already, so they don't need more.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
believe
no.
God sent them to you guys.
Yes,
Seriously.
I
He
think
sends
so.
them
so.
to us.
I miss having a pet too. So Dojo
Yeah.
didn't like me very much, but I still miss having a pet.
You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them,
I
Clark.
love that. I love that. Where does Raylan come from, Donna?
Yeah, Thomas.
Oh, Justified.
Rylan
The TV
Givens.
show.
Is that what
Raylan
that
Givens.
means?
Yeah, he was a sheriff.
No, he's a great guy. He's
He was a sheriff or something.
Marshall.
Marshall.
Not a good one.
Oh.
You'd love it. Watch Justified.
It's
Okay.
good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Well, now that you're chiming in, Jeff, I heard Lauren say something in the background about your pills or something like that.
Oh, I'm off the gabapentin. I'm off the duloxetine.
Oh
And I
my
had the
God.
best week. I know. I was really afraid of the gabapentin based on what you read online. I've been taking it for years, 10, 12,
Oh.
13 years, forever. I mean, excessive doses too. And I've had the less oxy this week than ever. And that's because you said to me a month ago, you said to me, Jeff, you're a freaking idiot. You're taking a well, okay, I might have
You
embellished.
put it like that.
Yeah, this is what you meant. You meant you're a fool. You're taking a physical pill for an emotional problem. Right off from that line right there, my pills kept falling away. And believe me, it was a pain in the rear end to use what I used this week, which is less. And I intend to be done by the beginning of November. I mean, end of November, middle of November.
Wow.
I'm done too. I
Wow.
mean,
Um,
you know, it's
That
just what a journey. What a
yeah.
journey. My Lord. I never thought this would be ever even remotely possible. Then I come here and I see you guys and I hear the crap you've been through and what you've put up with and how you're getting better and moving in the right direction. God is good.
Mhm.
God is
yes,
good.
he is.
It's
All the
Amen.
time.
all the
Oh,
time.
You
Yeah.
know, Jeff,
All the time.
Jeff hits the nail on the head. When we were talking, you know, there was a
That
lot of
you're a
worry.
fool? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said
I'm
it.
the fool.
He said it. And he was right.
So, so when we were talking, there was a lot of worry about, you know, the pain that there might be because of the pills. And Jeff very quickly understood the connection emotionally to his pain. And so I said, Jeff, you know, what is a physical remedy going to do for an emotional problem? And you know, that kind of connection is really important to see. Like, for example, I had another client reach out to me and she mentioned she had to come off Lyrica because she had to go to the she had some stomach problems going on, and she said that she was really worried about the side effects and do I have any advice for having to quit cold turkey? And I said, you know, anything that you've noticed in this last week when stopping Lyrica is purely in your mind, because these medications take time to get out of our system,
Right.
especially gabapentin and Lyrica. And
Mhm.
so, you know, if she noticed right away after missing a dose that her pain was up, it's purely because she's associating pain relief with the medication, not because the medication not being there isn't stopping the pain. And that sometimes is really eye-opening for people to understand, like, oh, like I have this emotional tie to this medication because I believe it's doing something for me. Right.
So
And
true.
so, right.
yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited that I'm down instead of 4, you know, because I went up from 2 to 4 with the CRPS. So I'm down to 3 almost every day now, the last 2 weeks. Like it's
Love it.
going longer and longer without it. And I'm going the 8 hours at night without it before I wake up for it. And
Yeah.
the gabapentin and then my pain pills. So
Oh,
slowly but surely I'm going to get there, but it is helping me
So
get
am I.
stronger at the gym. It's helping me process this, you know, that the pain I do have from extra of that. And but I am working through emotional stuff at the same time. But you know, I've only been dealing this for 16 months. I mean, I'm getting so much better. So I have the skills and the tools, and I just got to keep at it. And eventually, I believe it will be that way. I will be saying goodbye to the gabapentin and things like
Yeah.
that.
You
And
will.
I'm
Yes.
sure that
You will.
eventually I would like to, you know, go down to the 2 instead of every, you know, 8 hours, you know, try and do that, you know, wean off in maybe the middle of the day one or something, you know, but
Yeah.
I will never just go cold turkey because that's not safe when you've been taking a drug.
Right. I didn't. Right.
Right.
I agree.
Like I went
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
to,
scared of getting Alzheimer's. That's what
So-
they're saying now.
yeah,
So-
and I haven't taken it long enough, but I did read an article on that. So I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't want to take it forever, and I'm using it now as just a bridge, like you said. Right now it's my bridge to get further, you know, I'm getting stronger at the gym. I'm still doing PT to get strength. I mean, I was able to grip my hair in the shower today, like stronger without it killing, like to get the water out. Just the grip is coming back. I'm getting back. I'm getting stuff slowly, but it's coming back. And so it's exciting, but it's, you know, I don't want to be on these pills and I know I'll be clearer, but just the fact that I'm eliminating at least one is better for
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
gut. Everything. It's
You
my
can do
mind,
it.
and I can
I'm
do it.
down. I'm down
Yeah,
from
you can do it.
9 to 4. So I still got a ways to go, but
It's
getting
okay.
there.
Yeah.
As
Right.
what's really cool about it is if people were to go back to like an earlier book club and they were to look at, you know, the mental acuity that Jen or Donna had comparatively as we've gone through these weeks of adjusting medications and getting back to life. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you can agree, Donna especially, things are looking a lot different. You know, I think
Oh,
that,
even for me from May, huge
oh yeah,
difference.
Yeah, and
Gosh.
with in our sessions, Jen, and eventually, when we do your testimony, I can splice them together. But in our sessions, what you would know, what you might notice is like when I would ask you a question, there would be a certain period of time where we would be processing or thinking about something. And now it's like it's very quick. We're making all kinds of connections as well to
Exactly what Pat was. You could sit at Pat's and see that from night and day. Night and day. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Pat, in
Definitely.
the very beginning, I even mentioned, when, and of course you were still getting to know me, but the way that you came to life, as we worked together and as we adjusted the medications and got back to things, it's really amazing. And it would be cool if I had any of me when I was going through things, so you guys could see the difference. I mean, there was a time, you guys see this picture all the time, but I'll share it so you can see it. But there was a time when I was on, 16 different medications. And
Oh
so
my
you've got
gosh.
oxycodone here, Nasunta, you've got, I think amitriptyline, gabapentin is in the back. I was on Lyrica too at certain points, Vicodin, et cetera. And so,
Wow.
yeah, like I bet if you guys met me back then, well, first of all, I was like 60 pounds lighter.
Oh my
'Cause
goodness.
I had the opposite effect that of some where I just couldn't eat anything. And so,
Wow.
6'1", 145 pounds, I was a frail guy.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Good through you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was
Chase, I
wild.
was 6'5", 211 at my worst.
Wow.
It was like I
Wow.
was like this.
Yeah.
I feel so much better being as you said to me, you have no limitations, dude. Go up, pick what you want. Whatever you want to lift, lift it. Whatever you want to pick up, pick it up. How far you want to walk, just walk it. And this guy's good, kids. This is not his first rodeo today. This is not his first.
I think that's a part too that I'm missing you, Chase. That's
Mm,
like because I saw you for 24 weeks. That's a long time.
that's true. Yeah.
That's true.
And it's maybe been hard to not have that encouragement every week that you always gave me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we have our last one on Tuesday, and I wonder how it'll be after that. I'll be like, oh,
Well,
You're gonna be fine.
there you go. I love it, Thomas. My ultimate goal is for everyone to have all the tools they can possibly have and be able to say, Chase, it's been great, but I got this from here. That being said, if you ever do feel like you're feeling that type of way, Pat or Jen, if in the future you feel like we need to meet a few times, we can always figure something out to where we can get a check-in. And Pat, we've put out some of our last two sessions as check-ins, 6 months and then a year. If we need to adjust something like that, like if you're really feeling it around the holidays or something, that's okay. We can find a spot in there. But yeah, it is hard. It is. And for me, like if watching from afar, like when you were talking about the things you're going through right now and how you're feeling as not only a coach, but I feel like we become friends. We spend so much time together. And I feel like, oh, Pat, I want to help you, and so I get it. I totally understand. And yeah, it is I've heard that from a lot of clients where they say like, I was ready from the pain standpoint, like the pain was down and I was feeling pretty good, but the emotional side of things, I'm still doing the work. And so, yeah, I do miss having those weekly check-ins or bi-weekly check-ins. So
but now she's got me.
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, we've made huge connections, and it's cool because
Yeah.
I think if we take and we go back a session or two, or a Power Club meeting or two, the roles were kind of flipped, where like Jen was going through something and Pat was sending some advice over. And then, or now it's kind of switched where Pat's dealing with some stuff and Jen's sending some advice over. And then I love seeing it.
You think we could be sisters?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I could see that.
I
We've
want
got,
to connect with y'all on Facebook.
oh yeah, if you guys aren't friends on
Yeah.
Facebook with Donna, you guys can link up and chat as well.
I'm still not on Facebook. That was one of the best things I ever did was get
Getting
off
off it.
Facebook. Yep.
Yeah. I've added I'm updating my course, and one of the it's not uploaded yet, but one of the things I'm going to have in there is a call to action to leave the Facebook groups
Oh,
that
that's
are
definitely.
yeah, that are the
There
more
there was a
negative ones.
CRPS. There was a CRPS thing this weekend we were supposed to go to, but since you don't have it anymore, we didn't go.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so
I like it.
I like that, and I like I like, stepping away from the identity of CRPS is really important.
I
Uh,
wanted to do
Yeah.
this more important to me,
yeah.
our power club.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
is
awesome.
this is like, I mean, I'm not worried. I mean, Tuesday's last time with us, but like I've learned so much in the 3 months, and we have the Power Club. It's a support group. And then I have
Yeah.
Pat. We've got our scrapping on Friday coming up, and we have long chats during the week too.
More
And
books.
Yeah.
and the books
Yeah.
are just wonderful. I mean, they're
Yeah.
life changing. Like
Yeah.
I take a lot of notes, and they're not just like frivolous little books. I mean, they're actually got to change us. I mean, whether it's internal, emotional, or physical. So it's a lot of working through. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's what we're doing, is we're changing and we're growing. And
Yeah.
as at the same time, I'm getting better. I'm not 100%, but man, I'm getting there. And I'm on
Yes.
the road. So that's a wonderful, hopeful road to be on.
Jeff,
I
can
love
I
it.
ask you how old you are?
73.
73.
Oh, wow.
Good or
Yeah.
bad?
That's
Good.
good. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, Lauren, go ahead.
What
Lauren's
did
got something to
say?
say.
33? No,
So,
you're not 73.
Oh, yes, it is.
I think pretty sure I am, but thank you, Doc. I think.
what did she say?
Do you guys mind if I just add something in for a
No,
minute?
go
We
ahead.
do. We do.
No, we don't mind. Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah, no, we want.
as a person who does not have CRPS, but has lived with someone who's had it for the last 5, 6 years, first of all, I'm a Christian, so is Jeff. We walk with the Lord daily. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, your background, or what you believe in, but I do believe in the power of prayer. And just listening to each of you, and I don't need to know your life stories or all the details, but I do know this. If it's okay with you, I will keep each of you in my prayers. I will lift you up. I believe God has a will, a plan, and a purpose for all our lives. And I think that He wants the best for us. And I think Chase is truly God said. I do. I
Yeah.
don't even know
Well,
what Chase's belief is, but I just truly believe he's God, a God sent person who just is went through his situation and his process and dealing with it, and now is helping so many others. So I just wanted to add that in. I think you all are wonderful just by even this listening to you. I was listening the whole time and just didn't have my face on there.
Aw.
But I do
I
think
think
I
we're
just would
all
like to.
Christians here. I think we're all
Yeah.
Christians.
I like
Yeah.
that about us.
Well,
I like that about us.
Well, and then that's even more wonderful. I think you're muted, hon, or maybe you're muted on mine. But anyway,
Just-
I just wanted to tell you that I think it's a blessing to have met all of you and heard your stories, and I will be keeping you in prayer. And yes, I will
Thanks,
say
Lauren.
this about my husband: he looks pretty good for his age.
Oh yeah.
He does.
For
We
sure.
got- we got-
I'm not
That's awesome.
73.
Thank you.
No, good
And
God,
he
no.
seems,
Not
he
yet.
seems young at heart. He seems
Yeah.
young at heart. Yeah.
You're good,
Yes.
Jeff. You can talk, Jeff. You're good.
Thank you.
I lost all you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Oh,
What?
you're still here, but you can chat.
Okay. But I wanted to say, seriously, about a minute ago, Chase, you guys, the people here, not Chase, I just realized when he said it, you seem so different. I've been watching these videos for months. You're different people now. And I'm a different person too. I left the house today. I went to a baseball game. We're here now. We're going to go back to church tonight. I mean, I do things now. I'm a different person. And you guys are too. God bless. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is fantastic.
God bless you guys. And I think let's put some special extra prayers in for Donna too, because she's been
Yes.
having this
Yeah.
these difficult experiences with the abdomen problems, and so we're gonna send some extra ones your way, Donna, this
Thank
week.
you, Chase.
Absolutely. And I'm thrilled that you all are here. I think this Power Club group, we tend to have about 4 or 5 or 6 every week, but I really do like the size. And if there's anyone watching who wants to join that is in the Power Club that is watching this back, we're still here to welcome you. There's about, believe it or not, there's about 22 people in the Power Club. But you know,
Well, what are they doing?
I
I
know,
know.
right? We gotta get them in here. So don't be shy. You know, if you're watching this and you feel like, man, I'd love to join that group, you know, show up. You know, you're paying a couple bucks a month every month, and you should take advantage of everything the Power Club has to offer. And I want to do something a little bit unique this week. And what I want to do is, instead of us doing a goal for the month, I want to assign a homework assignment that might be challenging for some of you. Okay. So what I want you to do, I want you to think about your pain when you had it, you know, when you first got it, and the experience of it. And I'll do the same thing. I want you to write down everything that your pain did for you positively. Okay. So what was good about your pain that maybe you didn't notice? How was it serving you in that moment? Because remember, pain was there to send a message. Okay. Pain was there for you to notice something. And Thomas, and Donna, she was saying that Thomas would say that I was her Moses. And I never really fully understood what he meant by that until I'm going through a book called We Who Wrestle with God by Jordan Peterson. And they have a chat. He has a whole section in there about Moses, and now I get it. Now I understand.
What's the name of the book, Chase?
We Who Wrestle with God by Jordan Peterson. It's not the next book, but it
I
is a
know.
book.
I just want to know.
Yeah, but it's a great book. And I think that, you know, the burning bush, that symbolism that is there, I think it you know, speaks volumes too about pain, CRPS pain in particular.
Yes.
It's attempting to get our attention, you know, for us to notice something, for us to shed away the things that aren't serving us as well. And so I want you to really think this next month, you got a whole month, about what benefits the pain was having for you. You know, what was it doing for you? For me, I'll give you a few things. My mom had passed away, and my older brother. And I think that the pain, as the new oldest, was allowing me to be cared for in certain ways that I was no longer receiving from the person who I was closest with at the time, which was my mom. I think that subconsciously the pain was allowing me that comfort and care, you know, from my dad or my other siblings, that I might not have gotten otherwise, in a healthy way, because I didn't really know how. Right? I was the one who took on everyone else's emotions. I was the one who wanted to care for the whole family. And I think the pain came to say, like, hey, you need care too. Right? I think that's one of the benefits that the pain gave me. And so I want you guys really think about what was positive about my pain. Jeff, you mentioned it got you going to church. You know, I think that there's certain connections we make there and stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's the assignment for this month. And then the new book is going to be, and some of you have already read this, but it's okay. When we reread books, we notice new things about it. Do any of you already have the physical copy? Oh, there it is. Mind Your Body.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mind Your Body.
Nicole Sachs.
By Nicole Sachs. Yep, there we go. So that's next month's book. So if you're watching this back, I've said it in the intro, but that'll be the book for next month. So we'll go through that one, and then I'll figure out a new one. I got to request one thing. You guys, a lot of you guys are real fast. Give me time, because I have no idea for the next book yet. So if you finish, just give me time, and I'll get the next one.
Talking to you and me, Jen.
Oh, I haven't even started this book. I just finished the Let Me Theory.
Yeah.
It takes me all month to read the book.
But we did ask him. We asked him.
You guys I love you guys because you're excited and you make me start thinking about
We
it.
got Chase.
I love it. The
What
ones
are
from my
they?
last
We
video.
got.
Bendy.
Huh?
Oh,
So I made
Right.
a video before I left for Japan, my desensitization number 3
Oh.
video. And those are some of the grip trainers I've talked about. Oh, and you got the ball too. Nice. That wasn't in the video, but that's a ball to help with Donna's balance and some exercises for that.
Yes.
Can I throw in something really random?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
go
that
ahead.
wasn't. Did anybody watch The Voice? It's a singing competition show,
I
and they
used
have two
to.
people. They have two people singing. They were singing a song about heartbreak and rage and getting even. They went to a rage room on the show for about a minute.
Oh, that's
Funny.
awesome.
So that was okay. Chase has to see this on YouTube at some point. He's going to have to look that up.
I'm gonna have to find it. Yeah, if you can send it to me, that'd be great. I do
And
think
They beat
I
on a
do think
Camaro, which I think is perfect. So
I do think I want that's cool. I do Camaro. I do think I want to open a window pane rage room eventually. I think that'd
Yeah,
be
you
sweet.
should.
Yeah.
I've got some cool ideas. You guys someone might steal this, but that's okay. One of my ideas is to have a rage room and have a bunch of on the walls, a bunch of canvases, and the things that you smash, we fill with paint. And so when you smash it, the
Oh,
paint
cool.
hits the canvas, and then that's your rage painting,
Yeah.
right? So
Ah, cool.
I think that'd be sweet. Just something you
That's
get
really
with it.
cool.
Little
Oh,
unique.
and Clark and I wanted to throw out just a random thing. Let's go, Blue Jays. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go.
So who?
Let's
oh,
go.
Canadian baseball team.
We
Oh my
won
goodness.
last night, the first game of the World Series.
Yes.
Against
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
Dodgers.
Well, that's why Rick was tell Pat. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize he brought you up the other day at the gym, and I'm like, what do you mean? I don't think she follows baseball.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, she does for the World Series.
okay.
It's interesting watching a baseball game with her, but
Oh man, I was
If the
trying.
Rangers can win, anybody can.
I was trying so hard to find I have a picture of Pat with the American flag behind her. But,
Hey, don't show that.
it's from the Canadian flag to the American flag.
yeah, Pat and Pat and Clark go back and forth about America versus Canada all the time, and I
Oh.
photoshopped an American flag behind Pat one day.
Oh, that's funny.
Well,
Well, we have
this
a
is-
member of America's answer to Canada is Minnesota. So
Oh,
we have a member from Minnesota, is what I'm saying.
oh,
Split
okay.
the difference.
Yeah.
They split the difference.
Yeah, Minnesota is interesting because I have a lot of my relatives are from Minnesota, and they kind of have the Canadian accent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I lived there 13 years. My husband's from there, and that's we moved from there to here to Arizona. And I've never heard anybody talk with like a weird accent. They always say I have an accent, and I'm from Oregon, so it's like
Well, we always say
Little bit.
A. We always say A after everything.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
And,
And
y'all
one of
say
the
y'all a lot.
I guess the one thing we say is, "Are you going
Yes.
with? Are you
Are you
going
with?
with?" You just stop like
Don't
with.
do.
my family, they would always say, "Yeah, sure, you betcha," which is
Yeah,
like
we
a
say that.
Minnesotan thing. Yeah, yeah,
That's funny.
very
say that.
Minnesotan. Yeah.
Is Nicole
Well,
Sachs? Is it SAX or
Yes. SACHS.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Oh, CHS.
Chase,
Yeah.
when's the next one? Next book
Oh,
club?
yes, good call. Let me look here. It's going to be November 22nd.
Okay, so
Okay,
how's
so-
that going to work? Because you guys change. So you're Central Time in Texas?
Mhm.
Because we don't
Yes.
change time clock in Arizona, but you guys do. So I have to adjust by
What
an
do
hour,
you
I
cha-
think, with you.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll have to figure out what that is. Is that
We'll
an
go back
hour
to real
earlier or
time
later?
here
But yeah,
soon,
it'll
yeah.
be. Yeah.
You're
So isn't it at 2 p.m. same time Central
2 p.m.
Time,
Central
correct?
Time, yep, and we'll
Okay.
convert it when the time comes, Jen, to make sure you know.
Mhm.
But you'll still
Okay.
get a notification an hour before,
you're
and 10 minutes before,
The
automatically.
22nd.
Yep. What is it?
What time
So-
is it in Japan?
It is
Oh, yeah.
5:38 a.m. right now,
Oh my God.
Ah,
so it's early. It's still dark.
Wow.
Time to
You're
get
like,
sushi though.
hey.
No, every time's a time to get sushi.
Right? Yeah, exactly. No, I
I
have
agree.
I have authentic ramen in the fridge, and I've been eating some good food. I've been having
you
fun.
hey, we
Mhm.
watched that Andrew Zimmern show, and he went to Tokyo. And do you go to those kind of restaurants where they
Really?
eat?
Bugs and stuff.
No, I have eaten a lot of different things. I don't go to restaurants there, but I have eaten snail. It's a Vietnamese
Oh,
dish.
oh
Not
wow.
Yeah.
not in Japan. In Houston, they have a ton of Vietnamese and Chinese
Okay.
restaurants. And so
Okay.
yeah, I try all kinds of foods. I'll try any food once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
very into other foods like that.
well,
I'm
let's
like
we can still chat just a little bit, but let's wave bye to YouTube. This has been awesome, and I look forward to seeing all you guys again next month. And anybody who's watching this at the end, who's in the Power Club, join us next month. We're waiting for you.
Yes,
Okay.
we
We'll try and
are.
get you some more members too.
This is
Yeah.
Ryan, our son Ryan.
Hi,
Oh,
Ryan.
hi, Ryan.
I'm
Let
trying
me
to get you
okay.
some more members for the Power Club too, but it's a hard push and it's so easy to do, right? Just show up.
Well,
Have your
well,
$7.
here's the thing. I haven't advertised it at all. Like on YouTube, I have videos about my course and my coaching, but I haven't advertised the Power Club. So I'm gonna start
Well,
doing that
don't.
again.
No, no, we don't want any
Like
more.
or small?
So I do like it small. So I'm gonna start advertising it for next year more so. And what I want to do is as it grows, because I think it will, I want to have like group A, B, and C, so that we stay around like 10-ish, 10, 12 members in each group.
Okay.
I think that'll be good. But we've got to build up some attendance and stuff too. But yes, anyways, let me stop the recording. We can keep talking.
I think the old